What are the Fibonacci numbers? By the Awake, Aware, Alive team. Have you ever stared at a spiral seashell, the swirl of a pine cone, or the petals on a rose, and felt like you were looking at a hidden piece of code for the universe? You probably were. At the heart of many of nature's most beautiful designs lies a simple math problem a man named Fibonacci solved over 800 years ago. The Fibonacci numbers aren't just a sequence. They are a pattern. Let's break down what they are, where they came from, and why they show up everywhere. The simple definition. In the most basic terms, the Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each new number is simply the sum of the two numbers before it. It usually starts like this: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89. Let's look at how that works. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. 5 plus 8 is equal to 13. And so on, theoretically into infinity. It's a simple recipe that produces wildly complex results. The history: rabbits and a mathematician. The story begins in 1202 with an Italian mathematician named Leonardo of Pisa. He wasn't called Fibonacci in his lifetime. That nickname came later. In his famous book Liber Abaci, he posed a hypothetical math problem to his readers. If you start with one pair of rabbits, and it takes 1 month for them to mature, and every mature pair produces a new pair every month, and rabbits never die, how many rabbits will you have at the start of each month? He did the math, and the answer was the sequence we know today. He didn't discover it to find art in nature. He just wanted to solve a tricky problem about breeding bunnies. But once the sequence was out in the world, people started noticing it everywhere. The magic ratio, the golden connection. Here is where the Fibonacci numbers get truly strange. If you take any Fibonacci number and divide it by the one that comes right before it, e.g., 34 divided by 21, you get a number very close to 1.618. The bigger the numbers you use, the closer you get to exactly 1.618034. Mathematicians call this number phi, otherwise known as the golden ratio. This ratio is considered the most beautiful number in the world. It shows up in the architecture of the Parthenon, the paintings of Leonardo da Vinci, no relation, and the proportions of a credit card. Where do you see them in nature? This is the fun part. The Fibonacci numbers appear in nature not because plants know math, but because they represent the most efficient way to pack seeds, grow branches, or absorb sunlight. Flower petals, look closely. Most lilies have 3 petals. Buttercups have 5. Delphiniums have 8. Core marigolds have 13. Asters have 21. These are all Fibonacci numbers. The pine cone and pineapple. Look at the bottom of a pine cone. Count the spiral of scales going to the left, then the spiral going to the right. You will always find 2 adjacent Fibonacci numbers, e.g., 5 and 8, or 8 and 13. The sunflower. The seeds in the center of a sunflower form interlocking spirals. Count the spirals curving left and right. You'll find pairs like 55 and 89. On huge sunflowers, you might find 144 and 233. The nautilus shell, while not a perfect golden spiral, the nautilus shell grows outward logarithmically, closely following the proportions of the Fibonacci sequence to maintain its shape as the creature gets larger. Why should you care? You don't need to be a mathematician to appreciate the Fibonacci numbers. They're a perfect reminder that math isn't just about boring equations on chalkboard. Math is the language of nature. The next time you go for a walk, look at a fern unfurling, a storm system on a weather radar, or even the way your own fingers are proportioned. Your knuckles follow the ratio. You're likely seeing the echo of a simple question about rabbits asked 800 years ago. The Fibonacci numbers are proof that small, simple rules can create infinite, beautiful complexity. And that is a pretty beautiful thought.